Happy Monday. Yes, it's Monday, and that means it's Monday with Marie. And this Monday, we are talking about murder by meeting, the second murder. The second murder is death by PowerPoint. So if you haven't heard the episodic Murder by Meeting podcast, go to wherever you listen to podcasts and listen to Death by PowerPoint. But let's talk about Death by PowerPoint. It is the one that we've all experienced, we've all complained about. So this is not a new death, but let's talk about how we can make sure we're not actually killing people with our PowerPoints. First thing, think of those PowerPoints that are just chock full of text. It's like 14% font. It's a nightmare. You're going, why am I here? Or the presenter that decides they're going to read the PowerPoint to you because apparently you don't know how to read. And so therefore, they're going to read it to you. You get where I'm going here. All right. So here are the tips. Tip number one, think of your PowerPoint as a guide, a visual guide of what you're saying to people. It is not the end all and be all of your presentation. The reason why we call it a presentation is because we're listening to you present as the presenter. And so you're what's important, not the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is just emphasizing your points. It's stimulating people visually so that they're staying engaged with you. And it's providing some key bullet points that you want people to take away from your presentation. That is the purpose of your PowerPoint. Usually at this point in time, someone will say to me, when I'm presenting this live, someone will raise their hand and say, but how do I know what to say if it's not on the PowerPoint? And to that I say, shame on you for using the PowerPoint. No, I don't say that. I actually say, use note cards, use notebook. It's okay to take notes, have your notes there. No one expects you to have memorized your presentation unless it's that type of presentation. It's okay to use cue cards. It's okay to use notes. People recognize that it's humans that are actually presenting, not robots. When the robots present, then they don't need the notes, and that's cool for them. Or if you've presented it so many times, you kind of memorized it because of that, you don't need the notes. Your PowerPoint should really just be a guide for you, an indicator of I'm now talking about this point. Behind me, you see a lot of pictures, and a lot of the pictures are kind of interesting. Some of them are kind of visually stimulating. Some of them might be a little horrific, like, oh my gosh, those poor eggs are in a murder scene. These are actual pictures that we've used in the deck of Murder by Meeting. And a lot of times they're just there to be able to guide whoever is presenting. So when I'm presenting Murder by Meeting, those pictures are there to help guide me so I know which murder I'm on and what I need to say next, kind of jarring that memory for me. That is what your PowerPoint should be for you. Now, a quick thing that I will tell you is that there's this rule of three. And it's the rule of three of having either 3 pictures maximum on a slide, or 3 bullets maximum on a slide, or 3 of something else on the slide, but really that power of 3. Not to say you have to have 3 things on the slide, but the goal is that you don't go beyond 3. Now, I'll be honest, I kind of use the rule of 6. I don't really use the rule of 3. So meaning the maximum amount of things that bullet points that I will have on a slide is 6, not 3. But I do like the rule of 3. It's a good rule because, as you know, in terms of brain science, which everyone sort of talks about, 3 is that magic number that we learned when we were kids. It does have something within our brains that's wired to see those patterns. Our brains are wired for patterns. And so 3 is a pattern kind of code that's really easy for our brains to pull out and to see. All that to say is that if you find yourself going beyond the 3, and because you have to, or there's a certain point and you don't want your deck to be long, 6 is the max. So it's a multiplier, right? 2 times 3 is 6. Simple. It's the multiplier. So make sure you do that. And listen, the bottom line is, remember, if there's anything that you remember from this, is that your deck, your slide deck, should be a guide, not the end all and be all. What you're saying is what's really important. That's the biggest tip I will leave you with. And I hope this helps prevent some murders so that you can stop killing people with PowerPoints, for God's sakes. I mean, seriously, stop it. It's horrible. We all hate it. Stop it. So with that, I'll say have a great rest of the week. Don't kill anybody using PowerPoint, and I'll see you next Monday for the next murder. Bye for now.